Today, here at Black Art in America, we're displaying, came to sign one of my most recent pieces called Two Heads Better Than One. Piece was inspired by a family. Basically, it's an interaction between the two subjects, the older sibling, the younger sibling. Could be a coalition of best friends. One of them could be a very dynamic individual in society, but once both of them come together, they're a force to be reckoned with. And that's basically what I was trying to convey in this piece, between these two young Black girls. So it is a mixed media piece. Recently I've been experimenting with bringing all kinds of elements together. We have fabric, sand that I bought back from home on my recent visit. I incorporate that into the hair. Also with the grass, I incorporate some of the sand into the paint to mix it to give it that texture. Sometimes I will go back into my memories and, try to establish that into a piece of my upbringing, not really having too much. And that, if you notice on their gowns or their outfits, it doesn't look too perfect, but they're making it work. And that's something that I draw from my childhood. Didn't really have too much, but I made it work. I use the sunflower on each subject because of, symbolically what it's for. Sunflowers are grown, harvested, and passed out. Something I feel like that's part of our history, being removed from our elements of Africa, brought to the Western world, stripped of our heritage, and used to build this society and still not being appreciated. The bumblebee, that's actually a collab with my niece. Since I was, jumping back into that childhood element, I wanted to also bring, something from, a child's perspective. Instead of me creating the bumblebee, but her visual, concept of how she sees the bumblebee and how she can draw it. And I thought it was an amazing touch, and it really brought that authenticity to, elaborating the subjects themselves. It's an amazing addition. I had high expectations, but those expectations were blown out the water. Just looking at the print itself, I created the original, but they're so amazing. Just the detail itself, it looks like it's popping off of the actual page to where it's in competition with the original. And that's really impressive. Yeah, and I feel like the blue, it stayed true to its meaning. I kind of, I won't tell the name of the blue, but it brings those memories of going home on vacation and staring in the sky. That's something I do a lot. I look at the sky, and it's just a mysterious factor of this planet of what's going on up there. And as soon as night comes, it's gone. So as a creative, I study a lot. Even though I consider myself a self-taught artist, I look into a lot of the Black artists before myself and how they craft their vision. And once I kind of come across something that I find intriguing, I try to bring that into my practice and turn it into my own vision, to kind of push my story, the subject story. So I've looked in the past at many inspiration, and kind of just conjured those elements into one creative process. And what you see is what I've continued to build on my practice.